Hi students, welcome to physical science class. This video is for class 8 students. In this video, we are going to discuss about activity 4. In activity 4, we are going to discuss about observing the motion of a ball on different surfaces. Try to roll a ball on different surfaces like carpet, rough roads, smooth floor, etc. On which surface does the ball roll farther? The motion of the ball is different in each cases. So if you roll ball on carpet and rough surfaces and smooth floors, does that ball roll farther? If you observe in the motion of the ball, is there any difference in each case? The force of resistance to the motion seems to be more on rough surfaces. If you observe here, the motion that you can observe that will be more on rough surfaces than on the smooth surfaces. The rolling ball moves farther on a smooth marble floor than on a rough sandy surfaces. Activity 5. In this activity, we are going to discuss that observing the motion of objects on an inclined plane. So in this activity, we are going to observe how the motion of the objects that will be in inclined planes. For this, you need to take a tray, place a small ice cube, eraser and a rupee coin to stay on a line at one end of the tray. Now slowly lift this end of the tray as shown in the figure. So if you observe this picture, on a tray we have placed ice cube, eraser and a rupee coin on a line at one end of the tray, and after keeping that, we slowly lifted the one end of the tray. What happens? What do you observe? Which of these three objects slides down first and why? Do all the objects experience same resistance to motion? If not, why? So, if you observe, all the objects that will be experiencing the same resistance to the motion, if it is going on like that, why? Which of the objects experiences more friction and why? If any of the objects that experiences the more friction, then why it is happening? Let's discuss. Why is there a change in resistance that experienced by the objects through all slide down on the same plane? Do this activity with the different objects like a book, ball, a pen, stone, etc. and record your observations. So by doing this activity with different objects like a book, ball, pen, stone, etc. So you need to record your observations. Friction. Let's discuss what is meant by friction. So if you observe, when two bodies are in contact with each other and the force applied between two bodies, those are known as friction. So if you take a body called A and body called B, so these both are two bodies. When these two bodies are in contact with each other, in between the force will be applied, then it is known as friction. Did you ever experience slipping on a floor? What conditions that caused you to slip? Did you experience slipping while you are walking on wet mud? Why do most road accidents happen during rainy seasons? So, if you observe, when we are walking on floor, we experience the slipping on floor. And what are the conditions that are caused for slipping? If you observe, we can experience the slipping while we are walking on wet mud, and also the most of the road accidents that will be happening during rainy days only. Would it be possible to drive a car if there were no friction between the tires of the car and road? So, if it is possible to drive a car where there is no friction between the tires and the road, the direction of friction is always opposite to the direction of the motion that is relative to the surface. So here if you observe, the direction of the friction that will be always opposite to the direction of the motion where it is relative to the surface. Let's imagine a world without friction. Can we walk on road without friction? Will it be possible to write with a pen on a paper or with a piece of chalk on the blackboard? You will learn more about friction in next chapter. So, can you imagine this world without friction? Without friction, we can't walk. Without friction, we can't able to write. Without friction, we can't able to run. So, we will be learning more about friction in our next chapter. Now we are going to discuss about normal force. Place your science book on the table. Is it in a state of rest? Is there any force that is acting on that book? Imagine that the table has disappeared suddenly by magic. What will happen then? The book will fall down due to the gravitational pull of the earth. Even when a book is lying on the table, the gravity that will be pulls the book down all the time, but it does not fall down because it is supported by the table. So due to the support of the table, the book which is lying on the table, that won't fall down. Therefore, there exists a force which supports the book against gravity by pushing it upward. What do we call this force? So, what does we call this force as like? So, if you observe that picture, you can observe the science book which is kept on the table, and you can observe Fg, that is nothing but force of gravitation, and you can also observe another arrow mark that is giving force to lift that book. that is known as force of normal. Look at the above picture. The direction which is perpendicular to the plane of a surface is said to be normal. So if you observe this arrow mark, this direction which is representing the perpendicular to the plane of the surface, and this direction is known as a normal force. The force that a solid surface exerts on any object in the normal direction is called the normal force. The force that a solid surface exerts on any object. So a solid surface, that force exerts on any object in the normal direction, then that is known as normal force. Now we are going to discuss about tension. The state of being stretched tight, then it is known as tension. So if you take any object, then if you stretch it tight, that state of that body, that is in tension. If you observe here, as shown in the figure 6, a stone is suspended with the help of the string. So if you observe, this box is a stone and that is suspended with a string. So string is nothing but thread, and its free end is tied to the ceiling. So the end of this string is tied to the ceiling. What is the state of the stone? It is in the state of rest. What forces are acting on it? So what are the forces are acting on it? Gravitational force that is acting on that rock. We know that the stone would fall down due to the gravitational pull. So stone that is tied to the string, gravity that pulls down the stone all the time, but it does not fall down because it is supported by the string. Thus there exists a force which supports the stone against the gravity by pulling it upward. So there must be some force that is exist by what it supports the stone for not falling down. So there will be a force of gravity by pulling it upwards. What do we call this force? What we will call this force? This force is called as tension, which is always pull the bodies along the string. So this tension, force of tension that will pull the bodies along the string always. Tension is a contact force. When you try to stretch a force, when you try to stretch a rope or a string, the tightness of rope or string is called tension. So for example, if you stretch any thread, so here there will be point A, or else a man called A, and here if you observe the man called B. In between these both there is a thread. If a person pulls this thread and also B person pulls this thread, what happens? Here in this point, tension will be applied. In this point, tension will be applied because this point tightens the thread, and due to the tension is applied in this part. In above example, the gravitational force that is balanced by the upward tension force as shown in the figure. So, if you observe in this figure, the balanced force that is applied at top. So, upward direction, the force is applied, the tension force is applied at upward direction. Okay, students, remaining topics that will be discussed in next class. I hope everyone understood. Thank you.